Here we have an iPad 3, model number A1458 that came in for repair. And the customer is paying $49 for expedited service and he wants it shipped back to him express. And a lot of you may wonder, why is that person fixing an iPad 3? It's an old device, a very old device. And I always mention it. I keep mentioning this over and over and over and over. Anytime somebody is fixing an old device, it's not because they want to actually fix that device, but because of data recovery. Let's read what the customer wrote. Customer probably has important information on that tablet. I was fixing screen replacement and digitizer. I knocked over something. It landed on the iPad board and damaged the digitizer ribbon cable plug. Can they be replaced? I feel such a fool. It's my friend's. All her photos and music are on the device. You see? The person wants to fix it because all the photos and music are on this device. The customer is referencing digitizer connectors. I do not see anything wrong here. And nothing stands out as being faulty. Oh, whoa, look at this. The LCD connector and not the digitizer connector. So how are we going to do this? We cannot apply heat from the top because we may end up damaging those connectors, the plastic connectors here, and we have a battery connector here. We have to remove this connector as safely as possible so we do not create other damage that will take more work and more time to fix. If we flip the board, we see the battery connector here, and the LCD connector is somewhere right here. So what we're going to do is heat up on this area, and we have to be careful not to heat up any lower so we do not damage this battery connector. Now we're going to heat up from the bottom. Right now, if you look here, I have the board sticking out outside the boundary of my bench. And I have some weight over here. We're going to heat up from the bottom, and I'm going to take that connector right off. Once the board reaches the melting temperature of solder, then we will be able to remove that connector. And we have to make sure not to burn the battery connector, which is very close to the LCD connector. Right. Done. If we flip the board and we look at the battery connector, we want to make sure we did not burn that battery connector, and the connector is intact, perfect condition. I was applying heat right here. And as for the leftovers, we can use our soldering iron to go through them. Anything else left on the board? No. And look at the pads. Everything is intact. We're gonna prep the pads. As for the replacement connector, we're gonna grab one from a donor board. We do not need to remove this. It's already glued onto the board, so let's keep it. Very nice. We have enough solder on all the pads. And right now what we need to do is remove the connector from a donor board. And I have one right here. Damaged digitizer connectors, but let's take a look at the LCD connector. And the LCD connector looks perfect. So let's see if we can desolder it without damaging that connector. Gentle. We don't want to squeeze. We don't want to push hard. And we want to see what's happening here. The connector is out. And now we're going to solder the connector on the customer's board. Place it right over here. Make sure it's aligned. Right now I'm a little bit bothered that I cannot see the whole connector, so we're going to be using a Barlow lens, a 0.5x Barlow lens, so we can get a wider view and see the whole connector at once. By using a Barlow lens, now we can raise up the microscope more. And let's see. And look at this. Now I'm able to see the whole connector. All right, and let's check on those pins. Make sure they are solid. Solid, 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 solid. And I'm not gonna keep saying solid for every pin. If the pin is not solid, I'll mention it. Or we can just keep saying solid. Solid, solid, solid. Solid. And we did an awesome job. Let's clean up and we'll check the back. The soldering on this connector is perfect. Solid, 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 solid. Beautiful. Let's just tilt the board a bit so we can look at this piece of artwork. And look at those joints. Factory. Better than factory. We do not do factory jobs here. We do better than factory. And we can go over this one more time. Beautiful. The job is done. Right now the customer only mailed over the motherboard and not the whole tablet, and he mailed it over so we can fix the connector for him, and we did. We replaced the connector and we checked on all the pins. Now if there's anything else wrong with the tablet, that's a different story. The customer will have to mail it back to us for another issue. But as far as this issue goes, it's done, it's fixed. And we are able to test this connector by checking on the pins. All the pins are solid. And beautiful. The connector looks beautiful. We're gonna end the video right here. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment if you have any questions, and we'll do something else in the next video.